At which point my notes just say, that dog has a $6,000 microphone.
I was curious about that because Gus got very impressed, and I'm like, he's only got one microphone. Is that good? Is that bad? Is this specific microphone present? Thank you for clarifying that.
Well,
All right.
both the Japanese version calls it just a Van Neumann. The English makes it clear that it's a Van Neumann 87.
Ah.
It's a $6,000 piece of kit. Hello and welcome to Is That Some Kind of Japanimation Thing? A show that has ruined multiple hard drives by just downloading samuraishampoo.xe. This is your millennial anime nostalgia podcast with two twists. My name is Scott Walker.
And I am Justin O'Hara.
And we are brought to you this week and every week by Hobby Link Japan, your home for character goods, cosplay equipment, publications, model kit making gear, figures, statues, all sorts of fancy stuff from Japan directly. Whatever you might need, it is a great place to do it. Their private warehousing option continues to be great. They are dealing with every other problem that international commerce is forced on them as best they can. But the private warehousing is how that makes sense. That's how it works. That's how it fits together. But yeah, HLJ.com. The link is in the description. That lets us know we sent you, and you can send us a few nickels that way. If you would rather not send us a few nickels via buying, I don't know, a cool sweatshirt with a character on it, you can also donate to us directly through Ko-fi. Ko-fi.com, link in the description yet again. That will give us a few dollars directly. You will get episodes early. You will contribute to our bonus episodes, including our campaign goal of me explaining as many Macross-related legal kerfuffles as I can find. I am trying to figure out so much of why Big West and Tatsunoko just cannot get along. That is the big hurdle, but also I will be talking about why battle mechs look weird, why George Lucas had to sue some people, why the editor of DC Comics might be involved with Italian embezzling. All these details, if you contribute, if you can.
This is the gentleman's, all the president's gentlemen. Oh, Jesus. This is the all the president's men of anime lawsuits, investigations, folks. This goes all the way to the top, and he needs to follow the money.
I'm really not joking about disgraced Italian Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi. He is involved materially. George Lucas kind of just a tangent.
You can't leave George Lucas out of it.
I mean, like
sort of the core of popular culture.
Look, we underestimate his role in pop culture in weird ways. I keep trying to explain to people how theaters completely pivoted around the Dolby surround system because of the release of Empire Strikes Back, and they don't believe me.
I believe you, Scott.
I was talking about.
And I'm like, I understand that.
I was talking about drive-in theaters at one point to someone. I'm like, yeah, drive-in theaters were great, but George Lucas destroyed them, which you wouldn't think he would have, because based on American Graffiti.
Yes, he enjoys pulling in for a double feature.
Like you would think, but no, his restrictions on sound systems destroyed the drive-in theater. But these are questions for another time. The question for this time is, what do we think about episode 13 of Carole and Tuesday? The title is Walk This Way. The episode wants us to know that it is the one without Run DMC, which is a mistake,
Yeah.
Shinichiro. Fucking
I
mistake.
I sang that song at my wedding. Come on. That is an
Yeah.
iconic tune.
No, like very few mashups deserve to exist, but the reason why we have mashups is the Run DMC guest verse on Walk This Way. So Wikipedia, which I'm going to throw under the bus for a second, uh, credits this episode to 3 directors. Wikipedia says Satoshi Takato, who is like some made up guy that co-invented Bitcoin. Can you please fucking fix it so that you say Satoshi Takafuji? Satoshi Takafuji directed 4 episodes of this series, as well as being series director on Banished from the Heroes Party and Now I Venture Alone in the Boonies Season 2. He is probably the episode director. They also credit Ryota Miyazawa, who directed 1 episode of Macross Delta and probably directed the opening theme. And our third credited director is Noriyuki Nomata, who directed, he was the series director of Classroom of the Elite and probably directed the end theme. Wikipedia, I trust you for a lot of things, but can you, like, fucking square up on this show just a little? Just a little.
It's like one of the few sites that has remained in a slightly acceptable format, but still.
I want to thank I'll thank AnimeNewsNetwork.com for maintaining their database that lets me cross-check this sort of shit, because they're doing all right too. They're doing all right too on their database. I don't know about anything else Anime News Network does these days.
Is there no fandom.com Carole and Tuesday wiki?
There is, it's shite. But we said
Oh,
fandom.com.
from small acorns do mighty oaks grow, Scott. Come on.
All right, this episode is written by Yasuhiro Nakanashi, who was series coordinator on Kaguya-sama, 4 episodes of this show, 6 episodes of Gundam The Witch from Mercury, and we open episode 13 on a new opening theme. Justin, how you like it?
Okay, I don't handle change well. It took me a couple episodes to get used to it, but it's very enjoyable. It is another wonderful addition to the Carole and Tuesday library, and I appreciate it. And it has a big jump scene where they just leap into the air and start to float. And I'm like, well, that's because the gravity on Mars is lower, or it just could be a choice. But either way, enjoy it.
Unfortunately, Justin, I gotta tell you that, like modern anime, they change the songs every 13 episodes now. It's just
Okay.
what they do. It's what they do.
Well, if they bring their A game, I'm not going to mind. I'm going to say thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
All right, so we pick up a little bit after their surprise second place disqualification from Dancing with the Mars, and we see that we just have a montage of fan reaction and also the promo tour of Carole and Tuesday, just doing the talk show circuit. We see people saying that they like their vibe, and we see that these girls are bad at being famous. No one taught them how to be famous. No one. This is a real problem in reality TV, is that they don't teach the contestants how to be famous afterward. There's like fucking laws in the UK about this now, by the way.
Good.
Yeah, especially in the UK, because the tabloids can do whatever they want. But no, like these girls cannot process being famous. This is also a little bit of a soft recap of the first half of the show. If you were catching it late, you jumped in late on Fuji TV. And, I think it's fun that we get a lot of, like, on the street perspective where we just have, like, people kind of earnestly saying, like, no, I just like how they do harmonies. I just like that. Because, like, that's really anyone's opinion on music.
They come together on the 345, and that's what I like.
I just dig it. Like we are not asking anyone in very few people have any very few characters on this show express any real musical sophistication, because that'd be a whole different show. That'd be like That'd be like Beck. There's an anime called Beck, but it's not about the guy Beck,
Well, thank you
unfortunately.
for that. Thank you for the revelation and clarification in the same sentence because I was going to ask.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little weird. Like they had to release it under under a different name in the U.S. to not get sued by Beck.
He is litigious. He is a cold-hearted son of a. No, I'm kidding. I know
He seems all
nothing.
right, but like they
Yeah.
were just like, oh man, like he owns too many words related to music in the U.S. We got to go with a slightly different title here. We got to make it clear we are not infringing on the guy who invented the word Odelay.
You don't want to mess with Beck.
You you don't, you don't.
It's right
And
up there with tugging on Superman's cape and spitting into the wind.
we see that the girls are leaving a talk show set as Angela is coming in, and we get the return of the Dahlia Gus rivalry, which I think is delightful because they're invested in it a degree that doesn't make sense. Like no one else is really into it. They're mad at each other for their own reasons, and no
It
one.
is parental defensiveness. They are looking out for these kids. They want the best for them, and they view the other as a threat, as hazardous.
But
And
it's
it's
so
amazing.
passive
It's delightful.
aggressive. It is
Oh,
so passive aggressive.
no, they are. They would. It's Drew and Mimi.
Yeah,
It's that. I mean, the similarities are growing a little bit terrifying now that I think about it. But,
considering the eye makeup, especially.
yes.
And then Angela announces that, no, we are rivals, actually. Angela decides that also she wants to be rivals with Carole and Tuesday officially because the Mars Grammys, the Martian Grammys are coming up. And apparently the only thing that matters is getting Best New Artist at the Martian Grammys. And I guess, I mean, they're both in the running for it in theory if they can release a single before the submission period. But also, like weird that Angela picks that as like the goalpost as opposed to like I don't know. She could pick Spotify streams or Instagram
Or
followers or
single sales. They still sell singles.
yeah, like yeah, just sales on iTunes, whatever. You could
Yeah.
pick anything, but no, I'm good. I am squaring off against you for the Martian Grammys. And Carole and Tuesday's reaction is like, "Wait, we're rivals?" I thought like we were rivals in the direct competition TV show. That makes sense, but like you sing songs, we sing songs. We don't have to fight. Music is not a competitive sport most of the time.
No.
Most of the time.
I mean, at the highest levels, it kind of is, especially among fan bases. I will point you out the Bayhive v. the Swifties.
I mean, there is that. I will also flex my music knowledge and point out that like 40s era jazz often was a competitive, like being doing jam sessions well, doing solos well at after hours clubs was a competitive sport played to the death because eventually you'd jive players would come to believe that beating Bird or Rollins would come down to actually doing hard drugs. And that was not the case. The hard drugs were getting in the way of Bird and Rollins playing saxophone very well. But yeah, like a lot, we like a lot of horn players died doing hard drugs trying to chase specifically that vibe. But we cut to Angela's debut press conference where she is announcing that the new single is already ready to launch, and that her record company is spending 20 million space bucks, which, to remind you, our only metric for space bucks is that a robot that steals your beer and makes a terrible music video is 20 bucks. So you could buy 1 million beer stealing beer stealing terrible music video making robots for what she's going to launch with. Um, so yeah, that's the plan. We also see that Angela really wants Tao to be there for her, but Tao is very busy. Speed cubing? I just love that smash cut to, oh, Tao's busy today, is just hologram Rubik's cubing. I like how the relationship of Angela reaching out to people and just not getting it, and also seeing that the not getting it is entirely the people around who are just selfish. I think that's interesting. That might go somewhere. So we have Angela's new song. We hear that, and it sounds okay. The music team, Moki, Watanabe, everyone is doing a really great job because obviously Angela is supposed to sound like an overproduced pop princess, and I don't care about that. So like every new Angela song is like, oh yeah, that's a song I don't like. Like that's it. It's like, oh yeah, they're doing a very great job of making songs I don't like. Other people
I
have different taste, but that's me.
I noted that it did seem a little auto-tuned.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was.
especially auto-tuned compared to other ones. Yeah. So that we are introduced in the new song. We see that Gus is got, in addition to just trying to nag Dahlia, he has the Instagram envy. It's like, well, why does Angela have 2 million followers? Which is kind of low, probably.
I'm not sure about the metrics.
Even at
I don't
time
know
of
how.
release, 2 million seems low. Like in 2019, 2 million is not a lot of people.
I don't follow any large scale accounts, so I really wouldn't know. But I will take your word for that.
It seems
Do
that
they?
way.
Does he say how many they have?
Probably less. Like they
Well,
don't say how many they have, but it's clear that like 2 million is way more than what they have. Not that they've appointed anyone to running the Instagram in a meaningful way.
no,
Like
they have
Gus
not.
isn't doing that. Roddy's not doing that.
No.
Tuesdays
Usually, I
just
wonder what is Roddy doing again? You know,
Roddy hurts. That's what Roddy does. He hurts for everyone else.
he's the
Uh,
painting.
he is the sin eater. So we return to the laundromat because it is laundry day for Carole and Tuesday, and we see that the laundry machines can somehow fold and pack clothes and load it into a bag for you. And I'm like, that is a cool thing. Now I know these people live in the space future because all your shirts are packed into a little box for you
Yeah,
out of the dryer. I'd go to a laundromat for that.
that's worth it. I've been fortunate and I've never had to make regular use of a laundromat. But are there not some of them where that's part of the service that they will wash, fold your clothes for you, and have it ready for pickup? I'm
That
literally just going by what I saw in Everything Everywhere all at once.
Yeah, no, there are like you pay a person to do that, but the idea that like you just throw your things in the machine and the machine moves it from washer dryer to box,
Ah,
that's rad as shit. Yeah, obviously
that is
fluff and fold service, long time useful thing, but that's something you pay extra for. Whereas as opposed to this laundromat, which is for poor people, we're going to be
true.
reminded that the laundromat is for poor people in a second. That like it literally just does that for you. Also, it has screens built into the front so you can watch YouTube on it. That's part of the interface. If you're watching carefully, you can push a button and the dryer spin cycle gets replaced with YouTube. At the laundromat, we are introduced to a new guy. His name is Dan, and he's having trouble with the laundry machines. So Carol helps, and then some jerks show up and are like, "Hey,
Ooh,
you're famous girls. We're going to abuse you while you're on your time off." And Dan, the new guy, is like, "Actually, I will do Aikido on this guy." And because this is a cartoon set on Mars, Aikido works.
do you have doubts about its efficacy in a street fight, Scott?
Do you know who? Do you know? Steven Seagal. I'm gonna cut this. in post, but Steven Seagal has a 4th-degree black belt in Aikido.
Okay.
Do you
All right.
think Steven Seagal is good at fucking anything?
Fine. He's charismatic. He's an entertaining performer.
Is he?
Uh, he was. People seem to enjoy his three-word, uh, his three-word titled movies. I can't.
Uh, for the record, I should mention that Steven Seagal's agent is attached to North American organized crime. Many of his movie producers attached to North American organized crime. Steven Seagal now is a police officer of some kind, I guess. But I already said North American organized crime.
I'm not taking his side in the whole situation. I'm just saying people enjoyed. Under Siege was a very much enjoyable film, and there's a significant portion of that is Tommy and Erica Lane. Both of them did very enjoyable roles. But I'm not gonna go to the walls for this guy. I'm not gonna say this guy's got a point.
Anyway, Aikido sucks. What
Okay.
I'm gonna say is what I'm gonna say. So anyway, but Dan is, because this is a cartoon, Aikido is real, and Dan is able to diffuse the situation, and then Carole just gets to be like, oh, that's a nice man. Moving on, this might not come back later. We move on to Carole and Tuesday negotiating their second place disqualified contract with Brightest Records. And Gus is there. Gus is there. Gus is ready to say, like, all right, guys, you got to decide what matters to you. We can either get paid or we can do what we want. And the girls are like, why not both? And the correct answer is get paid so hard you can do what you want, but you can't do that negotiating from the position of second place on a reality TV show. So they got to choose, and they got to figure out if they want to be a label act or an indie act. And so we go into negotiations. We see that the lady who was the head judge for the reality show is also the record producer for this company, and she is a very savvy negotiator, and she's really willing to talk about, like, okay, let's talk about promotion, let's talk about what really matters to us as a record label, not what matters to you as an artist, just what matters to us as a record label. We need to make money on you fast. That's how record labels work. And also, as things start to break down, she introduces the fact, like, oh, hey guys, we've got a lot of letters that says they're Carole's parents. Do you want to meet these people who say they're Carole's parents? Hey, Carole, do you want to meet your parents? I know who your parents are, Carole. This is in no way manipulative. In no way.
She doesn't seem great.
She seems very savvy, much more savvy than she was as a reality TV judge. Gus would have had a better time negotiating this record deal with Isaibo Pooch.
Yes, Isaibo Pooch would have been a lot easier to work with.
Yeah, he seems very, very amenable. But we get our next scene in which that we see that Carole's mom is running for president of Mars, and she wants to make Mars great again.
I was not comfortable with that.
No,
not at all.
And this speech is like not specific at all. Like not even a little specific. But I'm like, oh, all these talking points seem bad. Like, she is saying buzzwords that I don't like, and I don't know what the buzzwords are attached to right now.
There are dogs screaming for blocks around.
Yeah, no, it is so much just she is saying things and everyone is yelling, encouraging things back at her, and I'm like, don't like it. But we see that there is a real reporter man. His name is Kyle, and he's working real hard to figure out what's going on with Valerie and her campaign.
Hmm.
But we skip back to record negotiations where Gus has agreed to not negotiate for a record deal anymore. Gus is We're gonna understand Gus in a few episodes, but Gus is Gus looks like the bad guy right now. He is back in the same space he was when he gambled away the $80 they won they earned working that one small nightclub. Like we're back at like Gus is being selfish and stupid here.
We're not loving this, Gus. You're not
Not
being
loving it.
the leader we want.
But he talks about like they reconvene with Roddy, who is on the team somehow. Unclear what his job is, other than suffering. But they agree that they should self-produce a single and then renegotiate the next phase of their career. They just need to find a producer.
That's all you need.
And like Roddy produces records for Erdogan. That's his job. But no, we're going to find a different record producer because we have to take the bus out to the slums of Mars.
The favelas of Mars.
It really does. It really does look like the shanty towns of Rio. It is the favelas of Mars.
What does he want to do? What is he doing here?
So they know that this legendary record producer, this one guy who can really solve their problems for them, lives in this shanty town. Well, there's no addresses out here. There's no urban planning in this part of the crater. So the only thing to do is to just lure this record producer out through the power of song. And we get Power of Two, or Army of Two. Army of Two is a great jam. Again, the music team is engineering things to my taste, where it's like, oh, I hate the overproduced pop princess, but I love the indie folk harmonizing ladies. They want me to do that. I am being manipulated so easily. So easily.
They can get us to love the lead character. That is not easy sometimes.
It can be hard. It can be hard. Like if these songs didn't seem if these songs seemed a little insincere, I'd be out. I would not have followed this show so far. But they finish their song and they encounter an axe murderer. Just this guy wandering around swinging an axe, calling all music shite.
I referred to him as Axe Santa.
Yeah, like just big weirdo, lot of hair, lot of beard, hitting things with axes. And my notes just want me to remind everyone that Tuesday has weird little spiral eyes, like she's in a panic. They're like Peanuts character. Like she looks like a Peanuts character in this. It's just like this little doom spiral eye, and I'm like, I love that.
It seems like the most reasonable reaction.
I mean, some dude told you your song sucks, and he has an axe. Like
that's a critic right there.
That's a serious critic. Like the last time someone told them their song sucked, they had a beer bottle, and they were pretty far away. But this dude hates your song and has an axe.
Is he wish to grind that axe? I think
it might be.
He doesn't.
He does not. But we smash cut to the new end theme for the back half of the show. It's from Angela. And what do you think?
As always, they don't want us to love Angela as much as Carole and Tuesday. So, mission accomplished.
Yeah, like that's it. It's not bad, but it's also like not a thing I want to listen to on the reg, which is again that's them being on mission.
Scott, they gave me a skip to next episode button, and I did.
Yeah, no, I'm using that a lot more on this half of the show. So we have episode 14, The Kids Are Alright, directed by Naoki Murata. Not to be confused with the similarly named Judo Master. Not to be confused. Again, double checking everyone's credentials now because Wikipedia is failing me. I'm like, okay, nope. It's very unlikely that this anime director is also an 8th degree black belt. So no. This guy directed a bunch of the new reboot of Sorceress, Stabber, Orphan. He did 3 episodes of Faraway Paladin, and it is written by Deko Aoko, who has done a bunch of episodes of this, including as well as 4 episodes of Bakugan. You know Bakugan, Justin?
The name sounds familiar. Have I seen people with T-shirts from the show?
So Bakugan is a tremendously cool toy. I don't know if it's a good show. I don't know if it's a good game, but the toy is that you buy this little ball thing, but then it transforms into a little monster. But you have to, in order to transform it into a little monster, you roll it over a playing field, and cards on the playing field have magnets on them that make it pop into the monster. And that is a fun game concept. Like it's
okay, excellent.
Like it's part TCG, part dexterity game, and I don't know if it's any good, but it's a cool way to do it.
I think I recall now that there was a Bakugan arena. What do they call them? The little spinny areas where Anyway, they had that set up at a convention I was at, and they were very loud. Yeah. So they're having a very good time.
Yeah. Also, now Aoko, bunch of episodes of this show, and was series compositor on Welcome to the Outcast Restaurant, which is of the shows where regular people run restaurants in fantasy worlds, the worst one.
A genre I'm not familiar with, and it's unfortunate that his role in it is that.
It's a fun genre. I don't know. We might do a one-off vibes episode where we just talk about like my favorite one, but it's just no. Welcome to the Outcast Restaurant is like regular people running a regular restaurant in a fantasy world, and it endorses slavery because a lot of Portal fantasy in Japan just endorses slavery. Don't like that. What we like is when a tiefling lady finds out she likes baked potatoes. That's what matters. That's what's important about, fantasy worlds encountering Japanese cuisine is tiefling ladies finding out they like baked potatoes.
Great way to start.
So we immediately jump back to where we left off at last episode. Gus is like, nope, that is the legendary record producer Toby. Toby has no last name.
No.
just Toby.
Like Moby, but with a T.
Yeah. Toby is here to not kill everyone. He's not here to kill everyone, but he is here to say that all music is crap all the time. But he will help Carole and Tuesday make their songs slightly less crap.
Thanks, Toby.
Toby's great. So they agree to hash this out at a campfire near his house? ?
Good place to have a conference.
Yeah. So we see that he had an axe because he was chopping wood for his campfire. Gus and Toby chill out and talk about how they're both from Texas. They make jokes about tequila. We see that Carole and Tuesday and Roddy are all hanging out at Toby's pot farm. They don't realize that it is a pot farm. Unclear if it's legal on Mars. Unclear.
Was that just if you know, or I'm just wondering if that pays off in a later episode? That was like, wow, that's some impressive marijuana plant. The Martian stank quite good.
So I don't I think it is supposed to be if you know you know. The show is flirting with addiction and substances in ways that are not typical of like a straight anime production where they don't want to stray too close to that topic. I will say that one of the best episodes of another Shinichiro Watanabe show, Samurai Champloo, revolves around the fact that a bunch of militant Buddhist monks are growing pot in the 1880s Japan, and in order to stop them from mounting some sort of revolt against the local governor, they burn down the pot plants, and then there's a sequence where the main characters are all tripping balls, but also all fighting each other. They're fighting the monks. The animation gets experimental and it's very fun. This is
Excellent.
it again. Japan condemns a lot of basically all illicit drugs very harshly. You can like lose you can be punished in Japan for smoking dope in Vancouver. I will say, if you are a Japanese citizen and you take a trip to Vancouver and smoke some dope, they can find a way to punish you for it.
Well, that seems excessive.
It that's Japanese law enforcement.
I'm sure things you can do in Japan that are illegal in Canada, and I don't know if I don't know what they would be, but
I mean, like there are things you can do in Japan that don't get you in trouble in Canada. How about that?
true.
True. Anyway, Toby agrees to produce a single for Carole and Tuesday, and they're like, "But how are we gonna record it?" And they're like, "Oh, don't worry, it's fine. I've got some gear." At which point, my notes just say that dog has a $6,000 microphone.
I was I was curious about that because Gus got very impressed, and I'm like, he's only got one microphone. Is that good? Is that bad? Is this specific microphone present? Thank you for clarifying that. All
Well,
right.
both the Japanese version calls it just a Van Neumann. The English makes it clear that it's a Van Neumann 87. But
Ah,
it's a $6,000 piece of kit. Like
okay.
I co-own a recording studio, and believe it or not, one of my weirdest business interactions was that someone kept emailing me about recording there and in asking me to confirm if we had a von Neumann, any von Neumann, and I'm like, it's one thing to ask what microphones we have available. That's fair, but oh, you're asking if I have a $5,000 microphone? Oh, you want to rob me? That's why you're asking me to say yes, I have this.
Oh, how specific.
Yeah, like that level of specificity and that specific one. Like if you'd said like again, if they'd said, "Oh, do
At
you
what
have a
time can you guarantee you'll be in the office so I can make sure to come that time?
yeah, if it had been like a Shure SM7, which is like an $800 mic, but a popular $800 mic, I'd be like, "Yeah, no, we don't have that. We have this other thing that's a different $400 mic." But like asking for the $5,000 mic, I'm like, "No, you want to rob me. You just want to break into my office and steal that."
I have no good intentions, sir. None.
None. Speaking of attention, Dan is back at the laundromat and he is up to something. He is talking to
Hmm.
someone. He has an appointment with an inspector general, and that's it. Um,
I referred to him as suspicious mustache guy.
he does. We also see that Angela has welcomed a new member of her entourage. This guy has a bad haircut and eyeglasses, and I guess he drives her around now. He's her driver because robot taxis are not plentiful on Mars.
Good enough for Angela. She
Uh,
needs an organic chauffeur.
I guess that's true. Speaking of organics, we cut back to the laundromat again, and it turns out that Carole has two moms and two
Yes.
dads
Yes. Which
because
in a sci-fi setting could just be a thing. But this appears to be some chicanery going on.
We are jumping back to the conversation from last episode where like, oh yeah, everyone's coming out of the woodwork to say that no, we're your mom. We understand you're an orphan, so we can be your mom to
An
piggyback
orphan
on
on the
your.
brink of great success.
Yeah, we understand that you're about to sign a record deal. We could sponge off you. It's also worth noting that one of the couples feuding over who gets to be Carol's mom and dad is white. Super white.
Very. It's like they just heard musician and didn't pay attention to the details.
They thought she'd be so desperate to have a mommy daddy that she would not think about it. Carol reveals that she knows her dad has a scar on one of his wrists. She explains a bit of her backstory. Dan jumps in. He intercedes with Morikito, which again, I guess works on Mars because of gravity. Um, and we see that Carol explains a bit of her backstory and how she came from move from Earth to Mars, and they talk about Snow a bit. And again, these are just details being laid down, and they're not totally explaining it yet. And this is a thing Watanabe does, and it's very good. It's going to pay off real fast.
I kind of, it was like, he's, yes.
Yeah, like they let you know, like the pieces are there to let you guess it now, but like how it pays off is so good. They talk about snow as a metaphor for, well, they just talk about their experience of snow, and it becomes a metaphor for, the impermanence of all things. I'll tell you what, as a guy whose house just got hit with 40 centimeters of snow, snow can be pretty permanent, actually. It can
Uh,
really, you might
it
think
affects
that
your
you
life.
can, you might think that, oh, you try to hold snow in your hand and it melts away. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But if you leave snow in your driveway, it just stays in your driveway, buddy.
If it lands on your roof,
Yeah.
you're
Oh, too much on your roof. That's too bad. Too bad. Too bad. Right there. Um,
not great.
Meanwhile, as Carol deals with her laundry and her potential father figure, we see that reporter man from last episode is now bothering Tuesday at her part-time job at
At her work.
at the squids at the squid cart. Weird looking squid. I'd eat one. I'd eat one. They're
Mar-
weird looking squid, but I'd eat one. I
Martian squid.
assume they're well marinated,
Yes. They
but
look juicy.
they do look like they might be tasty. But Kyle, the reporter, is like, hey, okay, if you haven't talked to your mom in a while, that's fine. I'm just doing my reporter job as she runs for president. But hey, by the way, uh, I'm gonna emphasize some themes for a second and say that you're gonna have to confront your mother at some point. I, a stranger, I'm just gonna emphasize some themes.
Of all the people who've wandered up to them, he seems to be not the worst, so that's a plus.
He's just being a weird guy, and I endorse being a weird guy as a investigative reporter strategy. Just wander up to people and be weird and write things down afterward. Got to count for something.
Keep the
The
notes accurate. That's all we're asking.
Yeah, Kyle's probably gonna do that, even if he's weird. But we see Angela and Dahlia enjoying a nice day by the sea on Mars. The sea on Mars.
Sure.
Sure. And we see that Dahlia is expressing some concern about a guy who's really obsessive in her comments. And I'm like, oh, that's going to go badly. That's all we know. We've already seen one stalker attempt to
Yeah.
burn someone to death. That's going to have to go badly. We also see that Tao has built a completely fake Angela, just to test how
Mm.
singles might go. And Angela immediately gets defensive because, again, she's not the center of attention. And also, she's well aware that, like, her entire music career is manufactured and she could be excluded at any time.
She's not the most necessary part of her career. which is a little weird.
Yeah, a little weird. So Tao assures her that this is purely for test reasons. Purely. That's it's to give her some more free time to watch seagulls with her mom or get stalked by weirdos. But clearly, again, Tao not able to feed the emotional needs of his primary client because this is his first client with emotional needs. We also see that we cut to Valerie and Spencer behind the scenes of the political campaign, and we are introduced to Jerry. Jerry's this small man who uses AI to manage people's political campaigns.
Thanks, Jerry.
Uh, this anime again aired in 2019, but also it's entirely it's a 2019 anime from Japan commenting on no specific issue in about the internet or anyone's political campaigns, but also, oh god, is it about every political campaign of the past 6 years, isn't it?
Well, I'm thinking one specific one, but sure.
Oh no, like there's bits about there's bits about the UK. There's bits about the new Prime Minister of Japan in here.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, anyway, Jerry is a political hack. He's a pollster. He is using AI to extend not only to interpret polls, but to feed polls. And yeah, he this is how you get Brexit. Jerry is how you get Brexit.
Ooh, he is Cambridge Analytica.
He is Cambridge Analytica in a nicer outfit, which is weird because like a lot of guys at Cambridge Analytica dress nicely. But it is time to record Carole and Tuesday's signal, which means Toby has to find a place to put his one microphone. Um, we see that he is testing around his house to find a good place to record. Roddy must suffer yet again, but the suffering's really small because he's just being a recording tech. He just has to set up the stand and get the mic in the right spot. Just a small amount of suffering for Roddy this episode. And we see Skip, who we saw at Sidonia Fest.
Yeah.
He's going to be the backup band for this single. And it's time to start recording. And we see the montage of them recording so many times. They are going to do this one take only, one mic only. Everyone's got to hit their marks at once. And Toby's going to be fine doing it because he's just got to sit in the corner, insult everyone, and smoke cigarettes. As part of this montage, we discover that Dan has a scar on his wrist, the way that
Ooh.
Carole said he would. He's just chilling on a bench. That's just part of the montage. But after 52 takes, the girls and their new backup band have released the best shit on Mars, and everyone takes a victory nap. And
Woohoo! Way to go, team!
Go team. Go team. Gus and Toby go to the bar they always go to, and they get drunk, and they announce their plan to release an album, because no one does albums anymore. That's what'll make us cool. And then we see that Carole meets up with Dan yet again outside the laundromat, and he says that he has to go. He has burned up his time on Mars. But before he does, he takes Carole on a walk, and he just says, "Hey, can I tell you my story? Can I tell you what happened to me?" And he talks through his experience of, impregnating a woman, getting thrown in jail, not being able to be there for his girlfriend and his new daughter, and just being left behind, losing track of both. And Carole and the audience are allowed to piece together that, oh yeah, no, Dan is her dad. He never says that. He never asks for forgiveness. He never asks to be part of her life. He doesn't demand a proper reunion. He just asks if he can come back later. And all Carole can do is say, "You have to come back." And this is so good. This is so emotionally real, and that again, it's leaving bits and pieces just for the audience to know. But these two characters understand each other, and they don't put any pressure. It's not high drama. It's not a rom-com ending. It's just no. You just put the pieces down and you let the emotions linger and you don't have to close it. And Watanabe does this a lot in his shows when he's firing on all cylinders. He is putting the details in front of the viewer. Not all of them are clear to all the characters, but you get to sit there and say, "Oh, this is what's happening and this is what it means." And the characters also get to express what it means to them without all the details. And this is fantastic fucking episode. This is a fantastic ending.
Very strong.
Very
And
strong.
I like, and just the reconnection is
Or
very
and the
good.
possibility for more. Like the idea that this isn't gonna be easy. This isn't simple, but it's open.
I do have to ask,
Mm.
how far is Toby's recording slum apartment? Because it felt like they had to take a longer trip to get there first
I-
time,
It
and now they just come back into town, do some laundry, head back out there.
I think once they know where it is, like now that they know where it is, it's easy. It's the difference between like, okay, we caught the train to the station the neighborhood is in, and then we spent a time doing a grid search versus, oh,
Ah,
it's like, okay, no. Okay, we just got to catch this residential bus to our connection to the train, right? Like it's the difference between searching versus knowing.
okay. Well, that makes sense.
All right, so episode 15, God Only Knows, directed by Tsuyoshi Tobita, who did 14 episodes of My Hero Academia, and written by Keiko written by Keiko Nobumoto, rest in peace, creator of Wolf's Rain, among other things. Carole and Tuesday have released their new single, and we see the world
Yay!
reacting to the signal. We see some Instagram dances. We see weird under the bridge busker man playing it on trumpet. I like that guy.
I made trombone signs. That's not
Yeah.
correct. Here's trumpet.
If you don't benefit from the video feed, which is everyone,
Yes,
Justin did try to do trombone. He pantomimed trombone, not trumpet.
trumpet. Sorry, my bad.
Next episode, Justin will pantomime a French horn for no reason and will never tell you anything. Ah.
Ah,
But
you missed several episodes of me doing air guitar, everyone. Ah. Tag us on Ko-Fi. We'll turn this into a video podcast.
But after having been forced into a marathon recording session by Toby, the deranged axe murderer, the girls realize that it's time. Like, all right, we got to be a little more fit. We got to have some endurance. We got to have some chops.
Yes, jogging.
And so they decide that the key to the part of their future career will just be jogging. And I'm like, that's a good key to many careers. Consider
Yes.
jogging. Consider whatever you do for a job. Consider jogging to support
Add some
your job.
cardio to your daily routines.
A little cardio goes a long way. That's what my doctor
There you
tells
go.
me. That's what my
So glad your doctor looks out for you.
yeah. But Gus and Roddy have received word from outside, and they rush up to find Carole and Tuesday jogging to say that they have received a personal invitation to hang out with Desmond, who is a guy they should know.
My initial observation was he seemed rather prince-like,
It, yeah, a little. I
but
think
as it
this.
proceeds, I find that the parallels are much more for uh, I'd say David Bowie. But
Yeah, like this is definitely this is a figure who was a big deal in pop music and then disappeared for unclear reasons. But but Carol and Tuesday have been asked to hang out at the Paisley Geodome. Geodesic Dome. The Paisley Geodesic Dome.
Ziggy Dome Dust.
Ziggy Dome Dust. But before that, we have a private plane session with Val and Spencer and Jerry. Jerry's a fucking weirdo. Jerry's a fucking creepo. That's all I can say. It's like, if you open a bottle of wine, you have to finish it. And I'm like, no, no,
No.
literally, the guy comes over and pours you like 2 ounces to check it to see if you like it. And if you don't like it, you can just be like, I don't want that one. Like that's also part of opening the bottle of wine, Jerry. Jerry, you fucking
Not how wine works, Jerry.
wine, you can enjoy wine in a lot of ways. If you open it and don't like it, you can turn it into fucking sangria. But uh Jerry is insisting that his uber robot populism, his algorithmically driven populism will be the key to victory, a thing that has nothing to do with any Brexits or um eh,
Uh,
God, literally every major political campaign on Earth at this point. I don't know. There's no politics in anime because it's all politics. Is every politics. This episode is about the last Dutch election. I don't even know how that went, but it's about it. Valerie softly announces her plans to go to literal war with Earth over
that.
immigration policy.
Mm,
Uh,
mm.
2019. 2019 is when it came out.
Science fiction. Science fiction is basically based around being able to
All
figure out what's going to go down the road.
all futurism is about the present. Yes. Carol and Tuesday are chilling out on the roof of their apartment over the tea house, and it's a good day to watch Earth, just because of relative cycles of orbit. But
Yes, it looks very pretty.
they get a good view of it. They get a good view of Earth, and they hang out on their roof and they listen to Desmond's first record. Seems pretty cool. Seems like a pretty good record. Tuesday remembers that she's heard this record before, probably because it was one of her dad's. Her dad lives on Earth now. That's what we learned there. And the next day, they go to Desmond's cool geodesic dome house, which is full of, full of plants and fun animals. This is an arboretum, really. They meet Desmond. Desmond says that, oh yeah, I heard you. I've heard your songs, and I think you're honest, wonderful fools. He says that they're honest, wonderful fools.
Thanks.
Thanks. I mean, I'd
Yeah,
rather be an honest fool than anything else. What about you, Justin?
I think that's. I mean, that's not the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me, but I mean, it's far from the worst.
Desmond reiterates the ongoing theme of space rays messing with your gender and your hormones.
Yes. Like, does Martian radiation do that?
I mean, again, it comes up for Desmond, it comes up for Dahlia. It's in 2 episodes of Cowboy Bebop, and I'm like, I don't know what you're doing with this, guys. This is not like the theme. I don't know. This is not a. I don't know what you're doing with this as a theme. It's science fictiony,
Yes.
and I appreciate Desmond's perspective on this is like, oh yeah, no, this is saying things about their character. Like I am, like my perspectives are shifting because of along with my hormones and my gender identity. Like that's interesting, but I'm like, what are you doing, guys? Like I like this. I don't think that this does not go anywhere big at all. I'm gonna spoil it now. There's no third character that provides a synthesis between Desmond and Dahlia, unless it is the guy from those 2 episodes of Cowboy Bebop. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Secret crossover.
Secret crossover.
Also, one
Uh,
of my favorite episodes of Avatar.
yeah, no, it's a good episode.
Secret crossover. Secret crossover.
But, Desmond plays a little music for them. They hang out. They talk about music. They talk about their stories. They talk about the theme of gardening. And the girls get to go hang out at the weird signature panel that Desmond has. And they just sign their names. They hang out. We also see that Valerie has her first debate against current incumbent President Hamilton. Does not take the form of a rap battle, because it was 2019 and we were not really associating with Hamilton with rap battles quite yet. A little
Oh,
bit, but like the Disney Plus version was not out, so not everyone had seen it.
the Tokyo show hadn't begun yet.
Yeah, like that's part of it. Desmond explains that he had an old friend slash lover that led him to leave music along with his health issues.
Yeah.
It's sweet. It's nice. We see that the debate with Hamilton demonizes refugees
Mm.
because again, there's no politics in anime, people. There's no politics in anime. But we also see reporter man following the case and taking just a general mood check on people around him. Cutting back to the geodesic dome, Desmond's helper robot insists that Desmond needs his meds, and Desmond skips their meds and decides to do one more song, and the song is absolutely about Memento Mori. It's Desmond wrote his own requiem right there and sang it to these girls. And then he passes out, and everyone's like, "Oh,
Yes.
did he just fucking die in front of us?"
Passes out
And
if
then
we're lucky.
and then the robot is like, "No, he just needs to dose even harder on his meds. It he wanted to sing one song because the meds mess with his vocal cords. He was real nice to do that. He pushed himself real hard." Also, before we close out, Valerie endorses other hate crimes other than just condemning refugees as a source of violence on Mars.
She's cracking it up.
We have seen like no crimes in this show. The only crime we have seen is a robot that steals your beer. That's far.
And whoever it is who stole Tuesday's luggage.
Yes,
First episode.
the luggage thief.
Which
Was that guy
is not something that I think requires a societal crackdown.
Yeah.
People are going to rob tourists in a non-violent fashion. American tourists going overseas always get incredibly terrified of the prospect of pickpockets. Folks, just put a torso strap, your money and your passport in there, and you'll be fine. Don't have anything pickable on you. Like, wear women's pants? Oh, no pockets, crap. But they're safe.
Keep things. Yeah,
just body straps.
Just keep the things that matter in places that are hard to get to. Like, and the crossbody bag is great, but also like I had a windbreaker with a billion. Like when I went to Europe, I had a windbreaker with a billion pockets, and you know what? I put things in weird pockets, and you know what happened? No one knew where anything I had was. I'm pretty sure maybe I lost €2 because I had a €2 bill in an easy to access pocket. But that meant they did not go for my weird, like, inside zip pocket with my passport in it, right?
There you go.
Again,
no chance.
Anyway, Desmond's not dead. Desmond just needs a nap, is what happened.
Yeah.
They scare us with that. And this episode is weird. I think like their writing theme, especially because the writer is also a recording artist and songwriter. I think this episode is about them trying to talk about what they feel about songwriting and how it relates to people, but it doesn't fit with the last few things, and it might not fit with the next few things. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing.
A little weirdness.
Yeah, weird one off. Not the worst thing that can happen. But speaking of weirdness and the music industry, we are going to do episode 16, A Natural Woman, directed by Midori Yui, who has done a lot of in-between work and key animation work, but has done episodes of Elusive Samurai and a bunch of episodes of Anima Yell. Anima Yell is a cute girls have a hobby show, but the hobby is American-style cheerleading.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I had to check what Anima Yell was, and I'm like, oh, it's one of these, but for that. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense to me now.
Is that
The
would that count as a traditional sports anime?
I think I would have to watch it because it might be a sports anime in the sense that they have to, you know, do hard work, teamwork, guts, and go to nationals. But it also might just be a hobby show where they hang out and get good at the hobby. For example,
Sure.
there's another show. I'll recommend it to you, Justin. In particular, it is about it's called After School Dice Club, where girls hang out and play Euro style board games. Mostly, they just hang out and get good at playing Euro style board games. But at the end, they're going to do hard work, guts, and go to nationals. Nationals being a board game demo summit where like other people will give them feedback on their worker placement game.
Okay. So
This episode is written by Yuichi Nomura, who did 4 episodes of Gundam Seed and 10 episodes of Gundam Seed Destiny, as well as many episodes of Eureka 7, which is to say they work for Sunrise Animation a lot, is what I'll say. Also, safe search on when you search for Yuichi Nomura, because unlike that name is not associated with a judo master, but someone else.
all right. Be cautious.
So we open this episode with Roddy, who is not suffering. He is not suffering today. He is just here to say that they have released their single, and it is time to reveal how well that single has done in a week on the Billboard charts. And the answer is 53.
Yay! That seems really good.
For second place on a reality show to release a single independently,
Yes.
and with the capacity to go up,
Nowhere but up.
like they could just as easily be on the top 40 in 2 weeks. This is pretty good.
That's really good. Way to go, girls. I'm proud of you. Carolyn Tuesday.
Unfortunately, Gus is not proud because he insists that Angela is their rival. Angela, who has millions of space bucks promoting her single, which debuted at number 1.
She literally has the recording contract, the promotion contract, the established career as a model.
And like the most amazing robot AI song producer ever.
Yeah.
You recorded this in some guy's homeless shack.
With how does he protect that microphone? Just with his axe?
I think it's just the dog. I think the dog is in charge of the $6,000 microphone.
I want to see a picture with the dog just carrying the microphone around on his collar.
But not to worry, Gus has actually been doing his job. Gus has done his job well this week and has secured them a set at Mars by Mars West.
I didn't know if they were going to go to Texas for this episode or if they were having it on Mars. I was not sure.
Mars has a south and a west.
Yes.
I think at this point it's just a brand name and like I don't know, maybe like Like there is there are 4 South by Southwests on the moon, and none of them are in any of the Southwest quadrants
None
of
in the
those.
southern hemisphere.
Like not even the Southwest quadrant of the Crater City. Like you're in the big dome under La Mare Serena, and South by Southwest is actually in the northeasty bit over by Von Braun.
I mean, we held North by Northeast in Toronto, didn't we? Like that was the thing that happened. I didn't make that up.
Yeah,
This is
no,
not a
we tried
psychotic.
to have our Toronto tried to do our own thing that was similar to, and we're not that northeasty.
No.
In order for the girls to have a set at Mars by Mars West, they will need a rhythm section. Fortunately, they found 3 dudes hanging out under a bridge.
And I'm just wondering, why didn't Skip and his band join them? I mean, were they like, okay, we'll help you in the studio, but after that, you're on your own.
Well, I mean, they're a real band, and they're
They
doing this
are.
for they're doing this as a favor for Toby. But like
Okay.
at a certain point, they're gonna want money. And do you know what Carol and Tuesday don't have?
Are they doing South by Southwest Mars for free?
Unclear. They probably get paid after. Probably. I don't know what the situation is, but
So
you
there's
know,
no Martian equivalent to the Wrecking Crew, some good studio musicians we can call up and say, all right, we'll be there.
I
Have a case of Miller Lite.
I assume Roddy knows a guy like that. But before they can ask Roddy, because Roddy would have to suffer to get those guys on the ticket. They just find these weird ass goobers under a bridge. These
One of them
characters
is
do not
literally
have
playing
names.
his Switch.
Yeah,
Well, they get introduced, don't they?
they don't have names. They don't have
No.
names.
Okay.
They're just they're just goobers. They're just goobers. They've got great character designs but no names, and it's just like, so do you think you can play like a semi-major indie music festival? Yeah. Like that's their entire reaction.
Yeah.
Like none of
They don't.
them are even like, so could I get a case of Miller out of
Yeah.
this? Like none of them are. The negotiations this are so fast, and I love it. I love that it's just like, no, we found some goobers just doing some drum and bass shit under a
Under a bridge.
bridge. Under a bridge. We get another scene with Angela and her new guy. And there's some fucking stalker talk in this scene.
Yes.
More stalker talk, and then new guy's also creepy about it. Maybe this guy's the stalker, Justin. Maybe this
I'm
guy's a
beginning to get
stalker.
suspicious.
But back to finding people under bridges. Gus and the girls find a woman who is Flora, Gus's first artist he ever managed. Flora is a singer-songwriter. We get part of the backstory where, he insisted on becoming her manager after hearing her sing at what appears to be a gay strip club. Gonna say it. Like the performers Gus walks past to get to the backstage. This might be a gay strip club. But Gus, what were you doing getting drunk off your ass at a gay strip club? Did you get kicked out of all the other ones? Is this like a
I
Homer
don't think.
Simpson, this
Yeah.
lesbian bar doesn't have enough fire exit situation?
Enjoy your death drop, gentlemen.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. But Gus insists on being her Prince Charming and rescuing her from uh, gay strip clubs without enough fire exits and into the record industry. Unclear how many fire exits. But yeah, he manages her through the indie scene and gets her into a record deal that goes badly.
It seems to start okay, and then things do turn for the worse.
He tries to take her out for a quick drink to reconnect. She doesn't want to stick around. He tries to put her in a taxi. She can't tell the taxi where her home is, probably because she does not have one. is the vibe. That is the vibe. So rather than leave her alone for the night, Guts sets her up with Carol on Tuesday as a house for the night. Carol starts fangirling, and that hurts.
Mhm.
That hurts Flora's feelings because she's not ready to feel good about her music career yet, and Carol is not picking up on that. No one is picking up on Flora's needs.
She looks like she's having an evening.
Yeah. The next morning, Flora has run away, and Gus explains the downward spiral part of the music biopic, where after signing the record deal and cutting him loose per the terms of the record deal, which maybe explains why he refused the record deal 2 episodes ago, Flora did not do so well. She took a lot of bad deals, took a lot of bad drugs, and just disappeared. The girls and Gus are running around town trying to figure out where Flora might have gone. And Gus decides to say, like, nope, you have to be responsible. You have to show up for a rehearsal for Mars by Mars West. Go do that.
Yes, do
But
that, girl.
the girls are like, okay, you have to be Prince Charming again. You have to save her again. You got to figure her out. And Gus realizes that she would have gone back to the fountain where they broke up last time. And she talks about, the ending of her career and how she can't cope with being a performer anymore. And she explains that, you know, she can't trust anyone and she can't really forgive herself for not trusting anyone. And Gus could be so bitter. He could be. He lost a lot following her around and helping her out and like, getting discarded, and all he can say is like, no, you can trust me. You can trust me.
His whole otter phase passed in front of his eyes.
Yeah, it really did. He is ready to let her go as long as she's willing to start singing again. And the girls, Carol and Tuesday, and new backing band are performing, and they're like, "Hey, let's have some fun. Let's play one of Flora's old tunes. Let's close out with a cover," which is a good move because I think they only have 6 songs in their repertoire, maybe 7 now. The last time they tried to do the laundry song, someone threw beer bottles at them.
Ah,
But they close out their set with the New Boys covering Flora. We've heard this song a couple times already, but now it's got the better arrangement with the harmonized vocals. And Flora and Gus get to hear them sing it, and Flora starts to sing along. And maybe there's a path to healing. Maybe there is life after love. So here we are at the end of episode 16, which means we are double checking 12 episodes from done.
wow.
We are seeing the girls come out of. Oh god, I like that this is presenting like success as hard, like being successful as hard as being achieving success. This idea that like, all right, you got one hurdle cleared. Now you got to do all the others.
Yes, there's no shortcuts.
Hell, even Angela didn't really get a shortcut, right?
No,
She she got one
she had
single.
some.
She has gotten one single out, and now she's not sure if she can keep doing it because literally her boss business partner has made a fake version of her. She might not need to be around. But this scenario of like, yeah, no, you made it. You got to keep making it. That's real, man. That's serious.
And Scott, there's 8 more episodes left. It's
Oh, 8.
only 24. Yes.
Sorry, I
I would
can't
have
math.
loved another couple extra at the tail end, but
All right. So we are also seeing the introduction of Tuesday's mom's political career into this, and it is interacting with the theme of AI. What do you think, Justin? Where do you think this goes?
uh, I mean, they're using AI as a tool they're finding. Did you see the last Knives Out movie?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, the third one.
Yeah.
Remember when the Republican kid is like talking about all the stuff that he did to try and that's what I'm afraid the AI is going to do. It's like, all right, you need to put down these people, 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 these people. You're all the most vulnerable people that doing terrible things to will not lose you any votes. And she seems to already be in an coming in an unpleasant direction. And I think giving this giving this boost,
And again, we also get like this. Again, what I like most about this is we get this piece of Carole's backstory. We get to meet her father, and it's not easy. It's not simple. It's not even super cathartic. It's just this small thing where two humans connect in a little way after a long time. We do have a few episodes coming ahead. Presumably, Angela's stalker will probably try to murder Angela. We will see, Martian politics and Kyle the reporter come into their careers. We'll see, who knows? Other things may come up. We might see former competitors from the reality show up and try to cause trouble. Maybe the Mermaid Sisters start a whole new thing. They've got a new single that even has even more cuss words.
or the old fire dwarf dudes. I want them back.
Those guys rock. I love them. Why do so many episodes involve making fun of metal?
But
you know what I understand, Justin?
What do you understand, Scott?
That Hobby Link Japan is a source for excellent figures, model kits, statues, just posters, pencil boards, stationery goods, hobby
Are
supplies.
you looking for some spicy stuff, folks?
Oh, there's some spicy stuff. There's some spicy stuff. You can go behind the beaded curtain and get some of that good stuff. The Japanese sex toys,
Jesus Christ.
They know how to masturbate over there. But the link is in the description. That lets us know we sent you. So that kicks into our coffers. Again, no matter where you live, shipping is reasonable. The private warehouse system is geared to help you recover from international politics and shipping from Japan and how those interact. I'll also say that if you don't need any specialty self-pleasure gear, you can just give us $5 on Ko-fi. That gets you episodes early. That gets you bonus material way ahead of time, and it contributes to any of our weird side episodes. That could be, again, me explaining legal kerfuffles around the Macross license. That could turn into, I'm going to tease you right now, our next special project will be covering weird, the weird and wild world of U.S. sponsored anime anthology films, one short at a time. If you ever wanted any of us to talk about the guy who created Votomes doing a Halo anime, we'll do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know 2 of those words.
Yep. Anyway, until next time, I want to thank you for your time, your attention, and leave a rating or review, or I don't know, just have a good day.
Like and subscribe.
See ya.